That's understandable.
Very smart.
If you would, take a look at the minutes from last week's meeting.
Motion
If
to-
there's a motion to
Motion
sign.
approved, Mr. Chairman.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 1 of old business, Para Dixie Youth Baseball World Series. In a discussion with Mr. Minor today, he's asked that we table that to be heard next week, so I will make a motion to table for 1
Second.
week. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Item number 2, Habitat for Humanity for Operation Transformation. Ms. Potts, you're, fortunately, I think we've covered a lot of ground on yours today, but welcome back.
Thank you.
So in the last Projects Committee, we heard a lot about the project itself, and in fact, I think incidentally, we picked up a lot of the financial side too, what the ask is, what y'all have got available, in terms of where it would come from. I think when we chose to delay it in the original budget recommendation, we put that money in contingency, Ms. Standard, so that money is sitting there, correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay. So we'll kind of pick back up with that as progress already made, Ms. Potts. I know that Mr. Tyner asked you about the grant that fell in your lap and out of the heavens.
Literally.
That
yes.
we all should be so lucky. What did you already have as a starting basis for that when that came in recently, in terms of cash available in reserves?
Before the grant,
Right.
we can look at our audit every year. We basically keep maybe, anywhere from about $300,000 to $600,000 at the end of every fiscal year on hand. We try to keep enough to build 3 houses and pay our people for 3 months. That's kind of our rule of thumb. But as a nonprofit, we don't put a lot away. We basically, what we take in, we build houses with it, we do roofs with it, and do repairs with it, and then it goes out the door. So if we have something that is additional, we fundraise. For instance, we raised the $100,000, and the city matched it when we bought those 40 lots from Bar Realty last year.
Okay. And so let's, just in kind of broad terms, how do the financials work for y'all? You do some fundraising.
Do some fundraising.
Charitable contributions. You're a 501c3.
Yes, we do.
You get some grants from people like us.
Get some grants from people like y'all, people like the county. We have gotten money from various foundations. The Holly Family Foundation recently gave us enough money to purchase 2 trucks. Mercedes sponsors a house every year. GAF gives both financial support and then enough shingles to do 35 roofs. So we get some gifting kind support. We have people who support us every month. We have, then we get some money through the roofing program, through the State Department of Insurance, various and sundry places.
Do you get, so once y'all build a house and it's sold, and I'm only using air quotes for sold because
But it is sold,
there's-
yes.
it becomes theirs.
Yes,
And they're making the equivalent of what would be a mortgage payment every month, but there's no mortgage on the property, right?
there is a mortgage on the property, and we are the mortgage holder.
You're the
So we get that income stream from them. Basically, you take $148,000 or whatever the house appraises for, you divide it by 360, and that is their payment every month in terms of their principal, because we do
360 being a
the
30-year
30 years
mortgage?
at 12 months every year. And so you divide that, and then you add the property taxes and insurance, the escrow, and the payment comes out to be about $600 a month. for the homeowner, and about 400-ish of that comes to us as a principal repayment. So we do, that is an income stream that we
That's what I'm
have.
trying to, do
Yes.
you have money coming in?
We do.
From all these houses that,
Yes.
I don't need there, that
Yes.
have been sold?
Yes, we have about 91 or 2 people right now who are paying mortgage payments to us. Some of those 142 houses that we've built have been paid off. Some of them had 15 or 20-year mortgages back in the day when, we were selling houses for considerably less money.
Okay. And then in your 21 financial statement, y'all are showing your net assets went up to like 3.2 million. What are those assets?
Those assets are the mortgages that we
mortgages.
hold.
Okay.
Those assets are pieces of property that we own right now. They're vehicles that we own. They are other kinds of equipment that we own. Mostly property and mostly mortgages.
And the mortgages are secured by the
property.
property.
Yes, just like my mortgage or your mortgage.
So if I walk
would
in and
be.
buy one and we do the price is at 148 and divided by 360, and it would work out to a mortgage of $600 a month.
Mm-hmm.
But am I signed to y'all for $148,000?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and
So
also
there is a mortgage, you're the mortgage
we're the
maker.
mortgage holder. We have to follow all of the federal mortgage laws that I would if I were Wells Fargo. But they also have that contingency, or whatever you want to call it, the stipulation in the mortgage that for the first 15 years, Habitat has the right to buy it back at whatever they sold it to you for to begin with.
So can I, just to make sure I understand,
Mm-hmm.
if 12 years in, I want to sell my property, and somebody offers me 190, you can still buy it at 148?
Mm-hmm. And at year 15 in one day, you can sell that on the fair market, whether Habitat says yes or not.
Okay.
But that's still 15 years
15
of
years in,
yeah. And I do know that in Greeley, Colorado, because their houses are appraising for over $400,000, if you can imagine that. They have so much down payment assistance and other things that go into their houses that they put a 30-year stipulation in those. We have not thought about doing that, but, that would be something we could consider. But 15 has worked well, and we really haven't had many people want to sell their homes. Our homeowners put so much blood, sweat, and tears into their homes. I think about the 17th National Championship homeowner where Tua Tagovailoa was writing scripture from memory on the studs. She doesn't want to move out of that house, and so many people we've had over 28,000 volunteers work with us since the tornado, 50 states, 6 continents in our local area, to help build our homes. So you think about the economic development that has had, the impact that has had, the number of volunteers we still have. Not in the quantity that we used to, but still we have a number of volunteers who come. They spend a week in Tuscaloosa, they stay in our hotels, they eat in our restaurants, then they go back home. We still have an economic impact, a tremendous economic impact on our community.
Okay. Are there any other either committee members or open council members, any other questions or comments? Okay, is there a motion to forward to council? Okay, is there a motion? Okay, then we'll move on to the next order. Yeah,
Mr. Chairman, I would like to know what the county, I still would like to know what's going on with those guys
okay.
on the funding part of it. before I would,
before?
before I would make a motion for it.
If we have the money in the bank to fund the other million, so if we could fund the county's 500,000, if they will not fund that, what is your reservation? I mean, I hope that the county funds it. I hope that, because I have other things that I think we would like to spend that money on, but it's infrastructure and property purchase. So this is in line with what our board approved it for.
We've done a lot of things in partnership with the county, and it just, I would just like to see what they say to this, personally.
Okay,
All right. then
fair
we'll
enough.
move-
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Potts. It's been a long afternoon. We appreciate not only your presence, but what you're doing outside of here. Item number 3, Tuscaloosa City Schools for Athletic Excellence Fund. That one also, at the request of the Tuscaloosa City School Board, has been asked to be pushed to next week. And Dr. Derry and Mr. Dukes will be here at that time. On to new business.
Motion table.
Oh. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, motion, City Schools Athletic Excellence Fund, table for 1 week. Item number 4, under new business, authorization for the mayor and police chief to execute grant agreement documents with the Southeast Alabama Highway Safety Office for the FY23 Community Traffic Safety. Chief?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, council.
Good afternoon.
This is a reoccurring grant we get every year. It's a no-match grant. Basically, we are reimbursed for overtime for officers working in high-traffic collision areas. Like I said, no cost to the city. They reimburse our overtime every year by this grant.
What's a high-traffic collision
Any
area?
areas, like 15th and Foreland, that we have a lot of wrecks at.
So it's a collision in a high-traffic area. It's not a
Yes, sir.
collision like on the interstate? That
Yeah, it's going to be
causes-
municipal roads, state roads that officers will work. If we have, stop signs, anything we have a real problem at, they'll go out and work, and basically this grant reimburses, so it's no cost to the city.
Cool.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion is approved. Item number 5, authorization to disperse from District 2 improvement funds. Counselor Howard.
She stepped out.
Okay.
You wanna come back to that?
What is it? You know what
I'm
it is?
okay moving
It's
ahead.
for the
Yes,
luncheon.
sir.
She coming.
She's coming in.
Okay.
She's coming in.
Luncheon at the McDonald Youth Center.
Well, no, that one's already been approved
Oh, okay.
via
What's this
finance
for?
committee. This one is for United for Life, an event that will be held that she is sponsoring, and it will be for office supplies for United for Life. It's approximately $300.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, disbursement is approved. General Fund 23, budget revision number 1, Ms. Standridge.
Yes, sir. We can also thank TPD for having the first budget revision 2 weeks into the fiscal year. This is for an amount from their diversion, training, and technology funds that are received through municipal court. The set aside amount, they are asking for approximately $8,000 to be able to outfit their drone and the vehicle for their drone. Just equipment purchase.
What are you gonna outfit it with, Chief?
We've already got one drone vehicle. This is the outfit. The second one will be basically.
Outfit the drone vehicle.
Vehicle,
This
yes,
is
sir.
the
We
one
own
that
the
takes
city-
it to the launch area and recovers it?
Yes, sir. We have a Tahoe that's outfitted. This is actually going to be a four-wheel drive truck when we do have to go out in the county and that kind of stuff. It'll be basically the whole batteries, the pull-out TVs and that kind of stuff, so we can monitor the drone in the air and do all that kind of stuff. If y'all have never seen our other drone vehicle, I would love for y'all to come and see it in operation as they do. We use our drones a lot.
wanna see it.
I expect we'll be using them a lot more. They are
Yes.
incredibly valuable
And
in
way cheaper than a
crowd
helicopter.
control.
So moved.
He's sold.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, item number 7, authorization to add Savannah Hornsby to the bank signature list. Ms. Standridge.
Yes, sir. We have a new Associate Director of Accounting and Financial Reporting. And so with this new hire, part of her duties are to oversee the treasury function for the entire city. And so to be able to perform that job function, she will need access to all of our bank information. So we're requesting to add her as a signatory to all of our bank information access points.
Okay, any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, item is approved. Item number 8, additional agency funding for calendar year 23 for temporary emergency services. Counselor Wilson?
Yes, sir. As we continue to go through the budget revisions, and this is just for discussion only today, I wanted to begin to break some of the acts down. And thank you, Councilor Busby, for allowing this to be on the agenda. I don't know if London reached out to TES or not.
For the
But-
financials?
Right.
Yeah, they're in here.
Okay.
They're in the packet.
Okay, so they're asking only for an additional 25,000 to cover the entirety of the showers that they will have, that they do work within the community. And so they presented to us previously, they didn't have enough time to really be here, but I want us as a committee to consider that ask of $25,000 for the Tuscaloosa Emergency Services, considering the work that they do.
Okay, and if you would pass along to them for next week or whenever you want to bring it up
Yes, sir.
to vote, the only question I had, I'm sorry, tell me the director's name.
Dr. Karen Thompson Jackson.
She's one of my favorites because about 2 years ago when we listened to all 43 agency presentations. She has got an entrepreneurial bone in her body.
Oh, yes, she does.
That kind of thrift store they run off of 13th Street. So the only thing that I would want to ask her when she does come in, as evidence of her success, they've got over $500,000 in cash, I assume mostly from that, and only, like with the current, 52,000 in current liability. So just have her be ready to talk to that
Okay,
when you do want to bring it up.
yes, sir.
Is there any other questions or comments on the TES consideration? All right, item number 9, additional agency funding for calendar. So let's make a motion to table 8,
Yes.
or you can.
So
bring it,
moved.
doesn't matter.
Second,
For, how long you want to table it for?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Item is tabled for 2 weeks. Item number 9, additional agency funding for community service programs. Mr. Wilson.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. As we talked concerning the Meals on Wheels, I remember you spoke to your concern about who gets the meals. How many people get the meals? I've spoken with Mrs. Burton, and I asked her to bring us a synopsis of how this extra $25,000 will help fund what it is that they do. And I have that document here, and I will make sure that the rest of the Finance Committee and the council will get these documents. The Meals on Wheels program is distributed to approximately 35 to 40 individuals every day in Tuscaloosa, in the city of Tuscaloosa. That's
Sorry,
our
did you say
portion.
35 to 40?
35 to 40 persons every day. And the program is administered by one half staff person along with a group of volunteers in our community. The meals are $4.50 a piece, and they are collaborated during the weekend months by churches and other agencies that help make sure the food is given. This is asked for our number of people that they're already serving. That yearly cost for current clients in the city of Tuscaloosa comes to an amount of $39,060, which is $4.50 times 248 days, multiplied by 35 clients, equaling $39,060. which exceeds the request of 25,000 that's being asked for. I've also received the information that the Glen Revitalization Initiative in District 2, which provides assessments for low to moderate income owners, as well as the additional assistance in District 7. So the ask for the 25,000 will be basically for the Meals on Wheels that I would ask us to consider for residents within Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Okay. And if she, do you plan to bring her?
I
seniors?
would like, I would like for her to come back. I spoke to her. She had, she would be willing to come. I did speak to her, and if there are any other things that needed to be brought up through this, she would definitely be willing to provide answers to questions.
And my only question would be, similar to with TES, just I'm trying to find their number right quick. That is a big dollar program.
Oh, yes,
it's
sir.
like $18 million.
Mhm.
So I was just looking at their reserves. The only question I would have for it is just, what do they have in reserves, and is it inadequate to take care of it? Or do they need the city to help?
Okay.
Any other questions or comments?
So I would ask that we would table this for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And
Need a motion? Motion.
second,
All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Okay, so that item also, Ms. Johnson, is tabled for 2 weeks. And I think that's all the business on the agenda. Is there any other business to be brought before the finance committee? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.